everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. She created her own agency, which is an amazing thing for her to do. Hoshimachi Suisei is who we're talking about. She is a female virtual YouTuber, or VTuber, associated with Hololive's JP generation. She started out with Inanaka Music. She was originally an independent. Hoshimachi Suisei started out as an independent, then was recruited into Hololive, and was allowed to keep her style, her look, and her community. So she brought her channel with her. They purchased her channel. They got the rights to her channel, and she is the only one in Hololive to have done that. And now she's doing something different. She is creating her own agency within the whole thing of Hololive. We take a look through Twitter, on her Twitter and Cover's Twitter specifically, where they mention announcement toward the next stage of VTuber culture, the launch of Hoshimachi Suisei's personal agency, Studio Stellar, and transition to a new support framework. So this is just making it as simple as possible, kind of like she's going in the affiliate route a bit as well. She's still affiliated with Hololive. She's still affiliated with Cover. They're still going to support her in her Hololive/Cover activities, but this Studio Stellar is going to be something separate when she does her solo projects, when she does things like that. Let's take a look at the actual news piece here. Toward the next stage of VTuber culture, the launch of Hoshimachi Suisei's personal agency, Studio Stellar, and transition to a new support framework, which is what we had mentioned before. Let's take a look down here. Cover Corporation is proud to announce the establishment of Hoshimachi Suisei's personal agency, Studio Stellar, with an aim of strengthening her activities as an artist, along with a transition to a new support framework as part of our efforts of elevating VTuber culture to the next level. Since her debut on March 22nd, 2018, so she's been there for a while, Hoshimachi Suisei has been active in a variety of areas, but mostly centered around her work as an artist. Since joining Hololive Production in 2019, she has achieved a number of milestones, including becoming the first VTuber to appear on YouTube channel The First Take, surpassing 100 million views, and her YouTube video, Bibidiba, holding the successful live performances at venues such as Saitama Super Arena and Nippon Budokan. Budokan being a place, basically a mecca for Japanese idols in Japan. She has steadily gained popularity and expanded her range as an artist through such activities, while still putting all the energy she has into her VTuber activities. Following ongoing discussions regarding her future direction, as every artist does, when you get to a point, you wonder how things are going to go. You want to have a bit more control over where you're going, since you know that you have your popularity and things like that. You want your remembrance, your way that you're doing things to be more controlled by you. She decided to shift focus of her activities on her solo work through the establishment of her own personal agency in order for her to pursue her goals as an artist, including performing at Tokyo Dome and expanding her presence in the mainstream music scene. We have the utmost respect for what she has accomplished and her dedication to her craft, so we believe that changes to the support structures around her, including the establishment of her own personal agency, is essential for the advancement of her music career and to allow her to reach even greater heights. We also believe that this initiative will contribute to the expanding the scope of her VTuber activities and represents meaningful progress in our missions. Let's create culture loved by all. This is surprising. Most agencies, well, I'll say a lot of agencies, would not want to let go of an artist, and they're not letting go of an artist specifically, but it's rare from what I've seen, for a large agency, one of the largest agencies, the Blue Dorito company, as I like to call it, Hololive, allowing their talent to not necessarily be like, for example, like what Mori Calliope has, where she's a part of Universal Music Group, but still a Hololive talent. This one, she's creating her own VTuber agency to manage her specifically and be in charge of her specifically, which is warranted now that she is as big as she is. She needs more attention, and that they saw this and were like, yes, let's do this, let's continue this, we're going to allow this, is amazing. It is unheard of, like I said before. And it says, Leave initiative will contribute to expanding the scope of VTuber activities. And that's the thing that that surprises me. They are allowing this, and they saw that they needed to expand what she does for her to be remembered more and more. Represents meaningful progress towards the mission of Let's Create Culture Loved by All, which they've been showing, as I've said before, they've been showing just through their actions, not just words. In a future where Hololive production as well as VTuber industry as a whole have evolved into a culture embraced by more and more people, Hoshimachi Suisei continued growth will play an important role, and we will continue to fully support her activities. And this is a very important thing, as I have mentioned before, her legacy. Her legacy needs to be kept intact. That is what she's trying to keep intact here. And let me just be 100% clear with you. She is not leaving Hololive Productions. She is not going to be going anywhere. She's not going indie. She is going to be a part of Hololive Productions. They're still going to be helping her in her Hololive career, continuing her stuff there, whatever, you know, sponsorships, etc., because her going alone is also going to be very hard. So let's continue on here. She will continue her collaborative and group activities as a Hololive production affiliated VTuber, like I said, despite these changes, with the event appearances and product planning to be carried out as appropriate coordination with Cover and related third-party initiatives. So this is still her having a collab with Cover, just as it's going to be her own agency doing it from now on. However, any activities as a solo artist, including music activities, streaming activities, new merchandise sales, fan club management, will be transitioned to her personal agency, Studio Stellar. Establishment of this agency will mean the Nerd Inc. Representative Director and CEO Masaki Takahashi, Representative Director Sota Ozawa, will be responsible for talent management and will support her activities under a collaborative framework with Cover. So I believe this was done as, like I mentioned, here, as a collaboration with Cover. So Cover does have a stake in this as well, which is smart of them to do. But this gives her a lot more freedom now that she's bigger, now that she has different creative avenues she wants to experience herself, wants to explore herself, without, of course, as everyone knows, any big agency will have restrictions. Cover is no different. Cover is pretty free in allowing their talents to do a lot of things, but there's also restrictions because they are a large corporation that it has different, their hands in different pies, and also has a lot of collaborators that are large corporations as well, and they have their own restrictions as well. We will still be very active in supporting Hoshimachi Suisei and her activities going forward, and we sincerely appreciate your continued support for both her and Hololive Production. Let's continue on here, where we get a little bit more. Here it says Studio Stellar, showing everything that's going on here. She did announce that Studio Stellar was an agency she's having here. This is one place where she did announce it. It did scare some people, because some people were like, what is she doing? What's going on? And as you can see, she did her singing here. And in the end here is the announcement that she made.
ということで、この度星町水星は個人事務所を設立することになりました。名称はスタジオステラー。
That's what she's doing.
今後の私個人の活動、日頃の配信、音楽活動、メディア出演、タイアップ、グッズ展開などなど、すべてこのスタジオステラーを拠点に行っていくことになります。と、こんな真面目なトーンで話すと、スイちゃん、ホロライブ卒業なんてね、思っちゃう人もいるんじゃないでしょうか。安心してください。ホロライブプロダクションとしての星町水星の活動もこれまで通り継続していきます。ホロライブの大好きなみんなとの活動は引き続き思いっきり楽しみつつ、個人としてのさらなる高みを目指す場所がスタジオステラという住み分けです。
There you go. That's her saying it herself. Do not worry. She's not graduating. I wanted to put this out here because there's going to be people going to be worried about her actually graduating. I wanted you to hear it in her own words, of course, translated down here. In her own words, she's not graduating from Hololive. This is just a change in how everything is going to be managed. It says here, she will continue her collaborative group activities as a Hololive member, as said here, with and the other related parties. Any activity as a solo artist, as she mentioned before, will be transitioned to her personal agency. Establishment of this agency will mean that Nerd, as been mentioned in the news there, the Masaki Takahashi and Sota Ozawa will be responsible for all the activities in collaborative efforts with Cover. She'll be very active in supporting Hoshimachi Suisei. Cover as well will still be doing that. Nothing changes. She already owns her IP. She was Suisei before she joined Hololive. Big change means she's working with a different company, but we don't know if solely owned by Cover. But as an entirely different president, CEO, different staff, she's now under her own agency, just affiliated with Hololive due to Cover being the ones who founded it. So kind of like how the current Keys in the Eye works, kind of like that. She explained on why there's no Cover trademark on her billboard advertisements. And before anyone dumb enough thinks she'll be graduating, she's not, as I mentioned there before. Her website is both Studio Stellar and Cover. So it is a collaborative effort, but it is giving her a lot more freedom. As I said before, this is wonderful. This is not a bad thing. I'm glad that Hololive is seeing that this is the best way that they can do. I'm thinking that if other big people like Calli or other people like that want to do the same thing, now the doors are open for such a thing. This is great because this means that Hololive doesn't have to lose all of their talents. Hololive doesn't have to lose talents if they want new creative measures to do. This is a way for Hololive to show other people and people in there, hey, if you feel that you're being restricted by us a lot, you can become an affiliate and make your own company like this. You can absolutely do that. And we will even support you. We will even help you possibly with some capital in being in there because it benefits Hololive 100%. Just being honest. In a way, it brings like Inanaka music back around for a circle, except this time Sweet Chan will be headlining it with creative control and much better plan. If you don't know what Inanaka music was, it was a collaboration, I believe, with Update and Cover, and it had Suisei and Azuki in there. Suisei did not have a good time in Inanaka music. She was not supported properly by the director of Inanaka music, not Hololive themselves, because Hololive was kind of hands off, let Inanaka music do their own thing. She talked to Achan, who later transferred her to Hololive because she was not getting her own support. She was having to mix her own music, master her own music, do her own music videos, do a lot of the stuff that you would expect that agency to do and help her with. And she was not getting that help, which is not good. And that is, I think, is why she decided to create her own agency now too, because that prevents such things from happening in the future. Also, Hololive managing like 80, 90 people that they are now, there's going to be some slip-ups. There's going to be some inefficiencies. There's going to be some moments where they cannot react quick enough to the needs of some of their talents. And this is a way for them to still keep doing as much as they can, but the talents to be able to have their own strength as well. So Suisei's probably gotten to the point where managing her full capacity would require Cover to take resources away from other talents, so he probably came to this decision. This was a girl who rejected by every idol agency, by the way. She really won. Like I said before, this is a way for Cover to fully go, all right, you know what? We're probably not going to be able to handle you properly. Probably they saw the writing on the wall that they were going to have to use a lot of resources for her. And while, you know, they have the resources to do that now, there's inefficiencies. In a large agency like Cover, there are inefficiencies just built into the whole thing. Corporations have inefficiencies to start out with. And this is a way for them to prevent that from happening. I'm very happy that she has this. And I hope to see very positive things in the future when it comes to this. And a huge congratulations to Suisei for being able to do this. She is under attack again as we go to Jelly Hoshiumi, who recently just had, as you remember, that whole big shindig that happened on Twitter with people getting really insanely angry over a clip. And now it's happening again, this time on Reddit. We have Jelly Hoshiumi, who is a female-speaking VTuber, a part of Face Connect's second wave Phase Invaders, along with Dizzy Dokuro and Ember Amane. Face Connect has been very open with allowing their talents to do a lot of things, of course, controlling them with TOS and things like that. That are normal because you don't want your talents to be, canceled or restricted on YouTube, which is their main platform. Some of them have Twitch as well. Let's take a look here where they have this here. Jelly Alba confirmed it now. Saying clip provided for those curious. Starting at 210 in the clip, taken by obvious fans, so no shot. They clip her out of context to make her look bad, meaning defense is at the window. Jelly literally states, I can't be unapologetically myself either because there are things you can't say on stream. I'm open to suggestions as to what she meant by referring with this, aside from having to restrain herself from being blatantly bigoted or racist in this case. Especially seeing as so many people got away with saying on stream. Best example here, Kersha, openly supporting the Great Replacement Theory. That must mean that she has some seriously appalling opinions if she can't be herself on stream. It says, crazy how many Jelly Glazers are here within minutes of this post going up. Face Connect is filled with the worst fans of the industry, no surprise. And it sounds like projection because that sums up the whole subreddit. Let's take a look at what they're talking about first. Let's see right here.
Fem Legion is the ultimate pick-me run. It's on brand, Jerry. Oh, you're siding with the Legion? Yikes, you're not gonna lie, probably one of the least satisfying endings. The woman thing is pretty base though. No, I'm not siding with the Legion. I'm literally going to see Kaisar. Because I gotta go to Cottonwood Cove to find that rat that ran away. The Star Knights must expand to meet the ever-expanding needs of the Star Knights. You know, I don't understand the whole, like, pick-me thing. Have you guys ever considered that I'm not trying to be a pick-me? Casual Jex is Jelly versus competitive Jex is Legion. Maybe it's the other way around. I'm not sexist! Alright? I love women.
I hope she wasn't going to say that. like females.
You said
I mean,
pick me
she was gonna say females, but I thought she was gonna say like femoids or something like that, which is a weird one that I saw on the internet at some point.
Yeah, but have you ever considered that we may actually have like the same opinions sometimes, and I'm not just saying things? You have caravan cards. You don't even need to try, right? I don't think I'm trying. I mean, if I don't like something, I'd probably just say it. I'm not the kind of person who would go like, oh, I would say this just to make you agree with me.
And that's good. I mean, you should always be yourself.
I know some people do that, but I wouldn't be able to like sleep if I did that. I prefer to be like unapologetically myself, you know? Because if I were to be like, you know, lying or something, like, oh, I'm gonna say I like this thing even though I freaking hate it, then it's gonna be hard to stream, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta keep on pretending I actually like this thing I don't actually like. I mean, I do pretend that, I mean, I can't be unapologetically myself either because, because there are things you can't say on stream.
And also, I think a part of what she's saying here personally is she's already gotten crap for being just herself. People take things the wrong way. People take things in a wild way. And the internet will interpret it, especially on Twitter. They'll interpret it any way that they want to, and they'll make you into something that you're not. They make you into some horrible, horrible monster that eats children alive and takes the embryos and takes the stem cells and does all that kind of stuff. They'll have you as that kind of person. About the only times I waited until Reddit when I could find info nearly nowhere else. I guess the reason this has shown up, I searched Shirogane Noel on Brave. Ended up clicking on something here. Was trying to find a specific something she said on her childhood. As things stand, though, these Reddit users all criticize each other being toxic, completely vindicated my desire to spend as little time here as possible. Funny thing is, if they were actually the fastest comment vote on this post, I didn't have the audacity to type things like rent free. At this point, Jelly is egging her fans to continue harassing Sakana and other FaZe talents. Anywhere else, she'd be fired, but I can't even imagine the absolute S show that FaZe's psychotic fan base would throw if they happened now. Sakana had his chance to put his foot down after the first incident. It would have blown over, but now he's made his bed. They should do it. And it's if it were me, it'd mean the N-word, not because I'm racist, but because I'm black. I've been told I sound white multiple times over game voice chats, though, so I suggest they would build my image around the fact that black people would assume I'm white by extension, racist by using it casually. Plus, I'm not comfortable with saying it around white people, which, if I were a VTuber, my ideas consist of many. Knowing she isn't black, though, I'd imagine she's racist or otherwise bigoted beliefs she knows upset sponsors, as you initially thought. Looking for the comments, FaZe fans never really fail to make themselves look like weird total shut-ins. Some people are just assuming. I mean, she could be saying this within character. She could be saying this because, you know, there are certain takes, like political takes, that people would just freaking go insane about. Because there are certain political takes that you can't say on any kind of social media because they will destroy you. It could be any kind of personal takes on anything that people are passionate about. Like, you know, anything when it comes to maybe people like Taylor Swift or anything like that. You would get insanely destroyed. And also, there's some things just TOS, I guess, also, when you're trying to be funny or whatever, you can not say. It could be very serious, like these people are saying, or it could be something very simple. We don't know. If she wants to speak freely so much, maybe she should leave FaZe, then she can have all the freedom to say whatever she wants. Like, FaZe doesn't want bigots representing their brand. They sell to advertisers. The way she's saying that whole thing is arming her fans to go against other VTuber fans to not cancel her instead of pointing their attention at FaZe. So dumb. Rather, she didn't leave FaZe. I'd rather FaZe kicks her out for dumb behavior, like racist behavior, people saying she's racist, without proof, of course. The issue that I have, the problem that she created here, not an issue necessarily, but the problem that she created, just looking at it from a PR perspective, saying this absolutely gives ammo to all your haters. And after the last situation that she had, she has a lot of haters. So that is one thing that she did. I think she doesn't care at this point, you know, what haters say and what haters do, because haters, well, as you can see here, haters be doing what they're going to do. But she has, by being vague that way, she has left the door open to the haters to say whatever they want. Like I said, she doesn't care, but that's what she's doing. Sorry guys, I can't be the racist grifter I want to be for you. Complaining about not being able to grift is also a form of grifting, so it all works. Technically, she didn't even say she can't be herself, so she's not even being racist for the money, but for the love of the game, and would do it for free if there weren't any consequences attached. To be fair, she could also have beliefs she said she holds but knows it would cost her job. Artie Siaf was a popular artist who was blacklisted from the comics industry because he was an Indonesian who was too anti-Semitic and hid messages in the first issue of X-Men Gold. So yeah, surprising anyone, her bio says the same thing pretty much. Her feebleness, she's a snowflake, where people need to know that yes, Jelly has an opinion, she's a person, she's not scared, and she has the right to say it. I don't know, maybe some point in her life being able to say how she feels, which was bad, which certainly happens, but also doesn't really excuse your actions as an adult. Take ownership for what you say. Kinds of people, MO, either weak-minded projection, deep insecurity, or sometimes trauma. It boils down to I'm not a bad person, or have horrible, terrible opinions, or have awful social skills, I'm just myself, or just some internal response to criticism for being fact-checked where they can't actually be wrong because of wrong is bad, and they're just being themselves and having an opinion. Opinions can be wrong or stupid. Duh. Can never be wrong or stupid. There's a truth to it naturally in some abstract way, but in cases like this, just immature, unserious, completely self-unaware. Some people are, going a little crazy with this whole situation. I don't think it's as serious as people are making it out to be. And it's continuing here. Schizo Girl Agency. Some of isn't the same thing Sakana complained about a few years ago. Something about the none of you act this way before you're hired. Yeah. And she says, she's likely referring to a whole set of values not limited to racism, to anti-feminism too, and homophobia sprinkled on top. It doesn't come out on stream because she would actually get her in actual troubles. See, people are, like I said, when you go as vague as she did, that's the only mistake she made, in my opinion. Going as vague as she did, which she had to, because, she can't really say too much, because then people will grab onto it. She's damned if she does, and she's damned if she doesn't, in my opinion. This is an opinion section here. She's damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. If she says exactly what she means, then there are going to be people who are going to be like, okay, cool, that's not as bad as I thought it was. Do your thing. There are going to be people like, oh my God, that's horrible. You are trying to end the world type of reaction to it. When she is vague, like she is right now, she's going to have people like, oh, it's probably not that serious because, they're assuming it's not that serious. And then you have people again who are like, oh my God, this is the end of the world. She's a racist. She's a bigot. She's an anti-Semite, etc., etc. And that they, add all these things on top because they weren't able to cancel her the last time they tried to do it. And this is the big thing. That's the issue with being vague. It does cause these issues. I don't think it's such a big thing. I don't think it's going to be like a big cancel me moment or for her or anything like that. But yeah, she is getting hated already, and it really does suck to see. We have some unfortunate news, not anything serious in the sense of anything health-wise, but we do have some unfortunate news for Rawrumii, a pre-debut VTuber who has been doing a lot of content on their Twitch. They have announced an immediate graduation. I've never been really good at words, but I'm grateful for all those who supported and were there for me. I love you all very much, Candies. This is not the end, but a new chapter. Thank you for everything. And it says, I will officially be leaving Bond Live. They were a member of Bond Live. I will always cherish the moments we've had together, Carnies, and I love you all very much. Hope you're ready for whatever new form I take and the new memories we'll make together. So it could be they're either doing the graduation to become an indie, or they found another opportunity that they could not give up and they wanted to take. That's where our biggest toothy smile and reminisce on the journey we had. Genuinely, thank you from the bottom of this little dino's heart. Thank you for all your support, Carnies. Please do not think of it as an end, but a new beginning. I'll always be your redhead brat, no matter what. It says, please give plenty of love to the other Bondies. Be kind and spread love. There's too much negativity in this world. So let's try to uplift one another and wear our best smiles. Dark says, the end of one journey, start of another. Cheers to new beginnings. We'll miss the Carnotaurus VTuber, but I wish you all luck in the future. Yes, it's a end of one chapter, but the beginning of another. And I do wish them the best of luck in whatever they do from now on. Now we are talking about it's Furiko, who has graduated from VTubing, or at least from this chapter of their VTubing career. So I love you guys so much. I will definitely be back or not, who knows. See if you can find me, lol. So it could be that they are going to an agency. It is, kind of teasing that they may be doing an agency thing. So let's take a look. Sometimes fruit falls from a tree. It's sweet at first, but after some time, the flavor is no longer desirable. Concept has been fun, but it's not me. Graduation effective immediately. I love you all so much, and I'm eternally grateful for the community I've built. Hopefully, I'll see some of you around in the future. So this seems less of a going to, not reading it, seems less they're going to an agency and more they're just switching forms because they didn't feel they fit it. This form fit them well enough. They're changing skins, so to speak. Other people here saying that, the Hug Wizard, Monia, they're, gonna miss them. Actually gonna miss seeing your beautiful design. Wish you nothing but the best. You are one of the most unique VTubers in my eyes, and I love seeing the art you've gotten. Our model, please do what's best for you, and I hope you follow your dreams and figure out what you want and need. That's the thing. Luckily, their communities seem to be amazing, in just wishing them the best. They're sad that the era has ended. They're going to miss them, but they are happy that they got to meet them, and they hope that they have a better time, a good time in their next one, which is what I wish as well. I wish for them to be happy in whatever they do from now on. She's becoming a monster, and who the heck are we talking about? The woman right here and on your screen is Mori Calliope. She's already death herself, and now she is going to become a monster, or at least have a outfit for Monster Hunter. We have a new outfit coming soon. Oh boy, which monster could it be? A brand new costume for the Green Reaper, looking metal. Big ups to Capcom USA for the sponsorship. Any guesses? Hollow EN X Monster Hunter. As you have known before, I did mention that Shiori is also getting one for Monster Hunter Stories, I believe. This one, I believe, is the same type of thing, where either it's a Monster Hunter Rise or Monster Hunter Stories. One of the two are getting a outfit, are sponsoring an outfit for the girls here. They can use it after it, but I think usually it won't be used after, because it's going to be mainly for the Monster Hunter streams, which is why they're sponsored for it. Sponsorships like these are several $1,000s just for the creation of the outfit, so it makes sense that the sponsor would want them to just use it for like either Capcom games or the Monster Hunter series. It most likely will be just Monster Hunter, from what I understand. I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong as well. But from what I understand, it is primarily for the Monster Hunter series. And, you know, I'm not sure if they allow them after the sponsorship period to use it elsewhere, but it will be coming soon. We don't know yet when it's going to be, but look forward to it.
Now! I've got this!
Now I can do Synchro Rush. How about this?
Watch out!
God damn it, I'm taking too many turns. Well, B is the best I could do. Look, if I was better at this game, I probably would have been able to finish it in 5 turns, but I'm not good at this game.
Help me out!
Ooh! Nice!
Alright!
I know there are people out there. Yeah, motherfucker! Our friendship, motherfucker! I'm gonna take you in my mouth, and I'm just gonna destroy you in there. You ain't gonna like my mouth. It's toxic and shit. You don't like that shit. But the power of friendship be toxic sometimes, motherfucker. Thank you guys for watching, as always. And of course, take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.